Hubei is a province of the People's Republic of China, located in the easternmost part of central China. The name of the province means north of the lake, referring to its position north of Lake Dongting. The provincial capital is Wuhan, a major transportation thoroughfare and the political, cultural, and economic hub of central China. Hubei is officially abbreviated to E, an ancient name associated with the eastern part of the province since the Qin dynasty, while a popular name for Hubei is Yichang, after the powerful state of Chu that existed here during the Eastern Zhou dynasty. It borders Henan to the north, Anhui to the east, Jiangxi to the southeast, Hunan to the south, Chongqing to the west, and Shaanxi to the northwest. The high-profile Three Gorges Dam is located at Yichang, in the west of the province. History: by the spring and autumn period, the territory of today's Hubei was part of the powerful state of Chu. Chu was nominally a tributary state of the Zhou dynasty, and it was itself an extension of the Chinese civilization that had emerged some centuries before in the north. But it was also culturally unique, and was a powerful state that held onto much of the middle and lower Yangtze River, with power extending northwards into the North China Plain. During the Warring States period, Chu became the major adversary of the upstart state of Qin to the northwest, which began to assert itself by outward expansionism. As wars between Qin and Chu ensued, Chu lost more and more land, first its dominance over the Sichuan Basin, then its heartland, which correspond to modern Hubei. In 223 BC Qin chased down the remnants of the Chu regime, which had fled eastwards, as part of Qin's bid for the conquest of all China. Qin founded the Qin dynasty in 221 BC, the first unified state in the region. Qin was succeeded by the Han dynasty in 206 BC, which established the province of Jiangxi in what is now Hubei and Hunan. Towards the end of the Han dynasty in the beginning of the 3rd century, Jiangxi was ruled by regional warlord Liu Bei. After his death, Liu Bei's realm was surrendered by his successors to Cao Cao, a powerful warlords who had conquered nearly all of North China. But in the Battle of Red Cliffs, warlords Liu Bei and Sun Quan drove Cao Cao out of Jiangxi. Liu Bei then took control of Jiangxi. He went on to conquer Yitzhou, but lost Jiangxi to Sun Quan. For the next few decades Jiangxi was controlled by the Wu kingdom, ruled by Sun Quan and his successors. The incursion of northern nomadic peoples into the region at the beginning of the 4th century began nearly 3 centuries of division into a nomad-ruled north and a Han Chinese-ruled south. Hubei, to the south, remained under southern rule for this entire period, until the unification of China by the Sui dynasty in 589. In 617 the Tang dynasty replaced Sui, and later on the Tang dynasty placed what is now Hubei under several circuits: Jiangxi Circuit in the south, Shandong Circuit in the west, and Henan Circuit in the east. After the Tang dynasty disintegrated in the 10th century, Hubei came under the control of several regional regimes: Jinan in the center, Wu to the east, and the 5 dynasties to the north. The Song dynasty reunified the region in 982 and placed most of Hubei into Jinghubei Circuit, a longer version of Hubei's current name. Mongols conquered the region in 1279, and under their rule the province of Huguang was established, covering Hubei, Hunan, and parts of Guangdong and Jiangxi. During the Mongol rule, in 1334, Hubei was devastated by an outbreak of the Black Death, which according to Chinese sources spread during the following 3 centuries to decimate populations throughout Eurasia. The Ming dynasty drove out the Mongols in 1368. Their version of Huguang province was smaller, and corresponded almost entirely to the modern provinces of Hubei and Hunan combined. While Hubei was geographically removed from the centers of the Ming power. During the last years of the Ming, today's Hubei was ravaged several times by the rebel armies of Zhang Xianzong and Li Zisheng. The Manchu Qing dynasty, which had much of the region in 1644, soon split Huguang into the modern provinces of Hubei and Hunan. The Qing dynasty, however, continued to maintain a viceroy of Huguang, one of the most well-known being Zhang Zedong, whose modernizing reforms made Hubei into a prosperous center of commerce and industry. The Hongxi area, southeast of Wuhan, became an important center of mining and metallurgy. In 1911 the Yichang uprising took place in modern-day Wuhan, overthrowing the Qing dynasty and establishing the Republic of China. In 1927 Wuhan became the seat of a government established by left-wing elements of the Kuomintang, led by Wang Jingwei. This government was later merged into Chiang Kai-shek's government in Nanjing. During World War II the eastern parts of Hubei were conquered and occupied by Japan while the western parts remained under Chinese control. During the Cultural Revolution in the 1960s, Wuhan saw fighting between rival Red Guard factions. As the fears of a nuclear war increased during the time of Sino-Soviet border conflicts in the late 1960s, the Xianing prefecture of Hubei was chosen as the site of Project 131, an underground military command headquarters. The province, and Wuhan in particular, suffered severely from the 1954 Yangtze River floods. Large-scale dam construction followed, with the Giles Dam on the Yangtze River near Yichang started in 1970 and completed in 1988. The construction of the Three Gorges Dam, further upstream, began in 1993. In the following years, authorities resettled millions of people from western Hubei to make way for the construction of the dam. A number of smaller dams have been constructed on the Yangtze's tributaries as well. Geography. The Jiangxi Plain takes up most of central and southern Hubei, while the west and the peripheries are more mountainous, with ranges such as the Wudang Mountains, the Jing Mountains, the Daba Mountains, and the Wu Mountains. The Dabi Mountains lie to the northeast of the Jiangxi Plain, on the border with Henan and Anhui. The Tongbai Mountains lie to the north on the border with Henan. To the southeast, the Mufu Mountains form the border with Jiangxi. The highest peak in Hubei is Shenong Peak, found in the Daba Mountains and in the forestry area of Shenongja. It has an altitude of 3105 m. The two major rivers of Hubei are the Yangtze and its left tributary Anhui. They give their name to the Jiangxi Plain. The Yangtze River enters Hubei from the west via the Three Gorges. The eastern half of the Three Gorges lies in western Hubei, while the western half is in neighboring Chongqing. The Anhui enters the province from the northwest. After crossing most of the province, the two great rivers meet at Wuhan, the provincial capital. Among the notable tributaries of the Yangtze within the province are the Shenong Stream, the Qing, a major waterway of southwestern Hubei, the Hubei near Yichang, and the Hupeh in the southeast. Thousands of lakes dot the landscape of Hubei's Jiangxi Plain, giving Hubei the name of Province of Lakes. The largest of these lakes are Lake Liangzi and Hong Lake. The numerous hydro dams created a number of large reservoirs, the largest of which is the Danjiangke Reservoir on the Anhui, on the border between Hubei and Henan. Hubei has a humid subtropical climate, with 4 distinct seasons. Winters are cool to cold, with average temperatures of 1 to 6 degrees Celsius in January, while summers are hot and humid, with average temperatures of 24 to 30 degrees Celsius in July. Punishing temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius or above are widely associated with Wuhan, the provincial capital. The mountainous districts of western Hubei, in particular Shenongja, with their cooler summers, attract numerous visitors from Wuhan and other lowland cities. Besides the capital Wuhan, other important cities are Jingmen, Xi'an, a center of automotive industry and the gateway to the Wudang Mountains, Yichang, the main base for the gigantic hydroelectric projects of southwestern Hubei, and Shaanxi. Administrative divisions. Hubei is divided into 13 prefecture-level divisions and 1 autonomous prefecture, as well as 3 directly administered county-level cities and 1 directly administered county-level forestry area. The 13 prefecture-level divisions and 4 directly administered county-level divisions of Hubei are subdivided into 102 county-level divisions. Those are in turn divided into 1234 township-level divisions. Politics. Secretaries of the CPC Hubei Committee, Li Xianyan, 1949 and 1954, Wang Renzhong, 1954 and 1966, Zhang Turxiu, 1966 and 1967, Zheng Xiao, 1970 and 1973, Caojin Chu, 1973 and 1978, Chen Pixian, 1978 and 1982, Guangan Fu, 1983 and 1994, Jiao Ziji, 1994 to 2001, Jiangxi, 2001, Yuzhengsheng, 2001 to 2007, Leno Kang'an, 2007 to 2011, Li Hunzhong, 2011 to present, Governors of Hubei, Li Xianyan, 1949 and 1954, Liu Zaiho, 1954 and 1956, Zhang Turxiu, 1956 and 1967, Zheng Xiao, 1968 and 1973, Caojin Chu, 1973 and 1978, Chen Pixian, 1978 and 1980, Han Ninfu, 1980 and 1982, Huang Zhen, 1982 and 1986, Guo Xiangqian, 1986 and 1990, Guo Shuyan, 1990 and 1993, Jiao Ziji, 1993a. 1995, Jiangxi, 1995 to 2001, Zhang Guogang, 2001 to 2002, Leno Kang'an, 2002 to 2007, Li Hunzhong, 2007 to 2010, Wang Guisheng, 2010 to present. Economy. Hubei is often called the land of fish and rice. Important agricultural products in Hubei include cotton, rice, wheat, and tea, while industries include automobiles, metallurgy, machinery, power generation, textiles, foodstuffs and high-tech commodities. Mineral resources that can be found in Hubei in significant quantities include borax, hongshiite, wollastonite, garnet, milestone, iron, phosphorus, copper, gypsum, rutile, rock salt, gold amalgam, manganese and vanadium. The province's recoverable reserves of coal stand at 548 million tons, which is modest compared to other Chinese provinces. Hubei is well known for its mines of fine turquoise and green faustite. Once completed, the Three Gorges Dam in western Hubei will provide plentiful hydroelectricity, with an estimated annual power production of 84,700 GWh. Existing hydroelectric stations include Jiangxi, Danjiangke, Jian, Hanjiang, Du, Huanglongtan, Baoyani, Lushi and Fushi. Hubei's economy ranks 11th in the country and its nominal GDP for 2011 was 1.959 trillion yuan and a per capita of 21,566 RMB. The government of Hubei hopes to keep the GDP growth rate above 10% annually and double per capita GDP by 2020. Economic and Technological Development Zones. Hubei Jingzhou Henan Economic Development Zone was established in 1992 under the approval of Hubei government. Three major industries include textile, petroleum and chemical processing, with a combined output accounts for 90% of its total output. The zone also enjoys a well-developed transportation network, only 6 kilometers to the airport and 4 kilometers to the railway station. Wuhan East Lake High-Tech Development Zone is a national-level high-tech development zone. Optical electronics, telecommunications, and equipment manufacturing are the core industries of Wuhan East Lake High-Tech Development Zone, while software outsourcing and electronics are also encouraged. ELHTZ is China's largest production center for optical electronic products, with key players like Shanfu Fiber Optical Cables, Fengguo Telecommunications and Wuhan Research Institute of Post and Telecommunications. Wuhan ELHTZ represents the development center for China's laser industry, with key players such as HUST Technologies and Shushan Laser being based in the zone. Wuhan Economic and Technological Development Zone is a national-level industrial zone incorporated in 1993. Its size is about 10 to 25 square kilometers and it plans to expand to 25 to 50 square kilometers. Industries encouraged in Wuhan Economic and Technological Development Zone include automobile production assembly, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, chemicals production and processing, food beverage processing, heavy industry, and telecommunications equipment. Wuhan Export Processing Zone was established in 2000. It is located in Wuhan Economic and Technology Development Zone, planned to cover land of 2.7 sq km. the first 0.7 sqkm area has been launched. Wuhan Optical Valley Software Park is in Wuhan East Lake High-Tech Development Zone. Wuhan Optics Valley Software Park is jointly developed by East Lake High-Tech Development Zone and Dalian Software Park Company, Limited. The planned area is 0.67 sqkm with total floor area of 600,000 square meters. The zone is 8.5 km from the 316 National Highway and is 46.7 km from the Wuhan Tianyi Airport. Xiangyang New and High-Tech Industrial Development Zone. Demographics: Han Chinese form the dominant ethnic group in Hubei. A considerable Mur and Tujia population live in the southwestern part of the province, especially in Anhui Tujia and Mur Autonomous Prefecture. On October 18, 2009, Chinese officials began to relocate 330,000 residents from the Hubei and Henan provinces that will be affected by the Danjianke Reservoir on the Han River. The reservoir is part of the larger South-North Water Transfer Project. Culture. People in Hubei speak Mandarin dialects. Most of these dialects are classified as Southwestern Mandarin dialects, a group that also encompasses the Mandarin dialects of most of southwestern China. Perhaps the most celebrated element of Hubei cuisine is the Yichang fish, a freshwater bream that is commonly steamed. Types of traditional Chinese opera popular in Hubei include Hornju. The Shaanxi area is the alleged home of the Henan, a wild undiscovered hominid that lives in the forested hills. The people of Hubei are given the uncomplimentary nickname nine-headed birds by other Chinese, from a mythological creature said to be very aggressive and hard to kill. In the sky live nine-headed birds. On the earth live Hubei people. Wuhan is one of the major culture centers in China. Hubei is thought to be the province that originated the card game of Duditsu. Education. The premier Wuhan University and many other institutions in Wuhan makes it a hub of higher education and research in China. Universities. Wuhan University, Huazhong University of Science and Technology, Wuhan University of Technology, Huazhong Agricultural University, Huazhong Normal University, Hubei University of Technology, Hunan University of Finance and Economics, China University of Geosciences, Wuhan University of Science and Technology, Tongji Medical University, Wuhan University of Hydraulic and Electric Engineering, Hubei University, Wuhan Technical University of Survey and Mapping, Hubei University of Economics, Hubei College of Education, Wuhan Institute of Medical Sciences, University of Hydraulic Electric Engineering, Yichang, Wuhan Institute of Chemical Technology, Yangtze University, South Central University for Nationalities, Hubei Institute of Fine Arts, Wuhan Business University, Transportation. Prior to the construction of China's national railway network, the Yangtze and Anhui rivers had been the main transportation arteries of Hubei for many centuries, and still continue to play an important transport role. The railway from Beijing reached Wuhan in 1905, and was later extended to Guangzhou, becoming the first north-to-south railway main line to cross China. A number of other lines crossed the province later on, including the Beijing-Kowloon line, which intersects the easternmost region of the province. The first decade of the 21st century has seen a large number of new railway construction in Hubei. The Wuhan-Guangzhou high-speed railway, roughly parallel to the original Wuhan-Guangzhou line, opened in late 2009, and is currently being extended to the north, towards Beijing. A new east-west high-speed corridor connecting major cities along the Yangtze is being constructed as well. The Hefei-Wuhan section, which opened in 2009, has enabled fast service between Wuhan and Shanghai, while the Wuhan-Yichang and Yichang-Wanzhou sections are under construction. Hubei's main airport is Wuhan Tianyi International Airport. Yichang's Shaanxi Airport serves the Three Gorges region. There are also passenger airports in Xiangfan, Anhui, and Jiangxi. Tourism. The province's best-known natural attraction is the scenic area of the Three Gorges of the Yangtze. Located in the far west of the province, the gorges can be conveniently visited by one of the numerous tourist boats that travel up the Yangtze from Yichang through the Three Gorges and into the neighboring Chongqing municipality. The mountains of western Hubei, in particular in Shenangjia district, offer a welcome respite from Wuhan's and Yichang summer heat, as well as skiing opportunities in winter. The tourist facilities in that area concentrate around Muan in the southern part of Shenangjia, the gateway to Shenangjia National Nature Reserve. Closer to the provincial capital, Wuhan, is the Mount Zhagong National Park, in Tongshan County near the border with Jiangxi. A particular important site of both natural and cultural significance is Mount Wudang in the northwest of the province. Originally created early in the Ming dynasty, its building complex has been listed by UNESCO since 1994 as a World Heritage Site. Other historic attractions in Hubei include, the old Jiangzhou city, the Xiangying Mausoleum, built by the Ming dynasty Zhijing Emperor for his parents at their fief near Zhongshan. The Yellow Crane Tower in Wuhan, the Hubei Provincial Museum in Wuhan, with extensive archaeological and cultural exhibits and performance presentations of ancient music and dance. This is one of the best places to learn about the ancient state of Chu, which flourished on the territory of present-day Hubei during the Eastern Zhou dynasty, which developed its own unique culture, quite distinct from that of the Shaanxi civilization of the northern China. The province also has historical sites connected with China's more recent history, such as the Yichang Uprising Memorial in Wuhan, Project 131 site in Xianying, and the National Mining Park in Jiangxi. Sport. Professional sports teams in Hubei include, Chinese Football Association Super League, Wuhan Huanghua, Twinning. In 2005, Hubei province signed a twinning agreement with Telemark County of Norway. A Norway Hubei Week was held in 2007. See also, major national historical and cultural sites in Hubei, 1954 Yangtze River floods, notes. Economic profile for Hubei at HKTDC, external links, Hubei government website.